Hi there, it's James here from JD Scott & Co. How you doing? Today we are going to talk about some practical steps for putting in a business plan for 2026. Business planning is really vital to making sure that you have a successful 2026. It's a thing that we go through as a firm every year, and it sets us up to make sure that we understand where our resources get allocated, marketing, our finances, and other key issues in our business. But where do you start with business planning, and what's the first step you undertake? Well, for us, it's about thinking ahead. I like to start really, really big and think to myself, okay, well, where's my business going to be in 2 years' time, 5 years' time, 10 years' time? What's the dream? Okay, because if you don't have a dream, you don't have a thought, don't have an idea about what this business, what you want it to look like, you're never going to get anywhere. So the starting point becomes sitting down and go, okay, look, if I look forward 10 years, what does this look like? What size of business do we want to run? Whereabouts do we want to be located geographically? What sorts of products do we want? What sort of clients do we want? How do we want to interact with those clients? And these are all really, really sort of important pieces, because this sets you up strategically for the rest of the detail in your plan. The other part that I do as well, and this is informal, and you can do this formally and write it down properly, or you can sort of, as I do anyway, sit there and just take rough notes in my journal. You think about, well, what are the key risks coming up? What are the key strategic issues going to be facing our industry? You think about, again, I'll use our example, accounting. AI is a risk and an opportunity for us, absolutely. Increased government regulation is an absolute risk for us. The other one too is staffing. There's not many accountants coming through the university system, so trying to find the best quality staff is absolutely an issue for us. But what opportunities are there as well? Again, the accounting industry is full of people who are, nearing retirement. And this is not just a problem in Australia, it's a problem globally. And so obviously there's massive, potentials here. If you've got, I think I read the other day that in America, 75% of CPAs are within 5 years of retiring. That's a huge opportunity. Other opportunities include the rise of private equity in our profession, buying into businesses and buying into practices, accounting firms, and the equity injections they put into those firms. Okay, so these are all the risks and opportunities we have to think about, all this strategically. But then what's the next step? So going from those massive micro issues down to sort of more granular day-to-day things to think about. The next step I take is I reflect on the prior year. What's gone well? What hasn't worked so well? I look at our clients, I look at our profitability by clients, I look at our margins, I look at our margins by staff. What are things we can do to improve? All these little micro issues are things we look at to make sure that, are there areas of things we can think about and change in our business to make us a better business going forward. I think about our products and the services we provide our clients. Are there things we can do? Are there things we're not doing for our clients and we should be doing? Are there industry trends out there for the other firms are up to? And for us, that's really important. I go to quite a few accounting conferences to listen to what other firms are doing so that we know how to provide the best services to our clients. The last part I do for reflecting on the year is to track the numbers. Now, as an accountant, I love tracking my numbers, and I've got an awesome spreadsheet. Let me tell you, it's huge. You may not be a number person, and that's fine, but at the bare minimum, you should be considering at least your revenue, your profit margin, and if you want to learn more about net margins, gross margin, and profit margins, click the link below for a video we did a few weeks ago on this. But it's really important to understand these numbers and what drives the profit in your business. You don't have to be a numbers person, you don't have to be an Excel guru to do all this sort of stuff, but having a basic grasp of what's driving your profit is critical to your business success. So the second thing we now do is set our clear goals for 2026. And for us, we usually set 3 key goals. We have to think about, as a longer term, what are the new markets we want to enter into? What are the new products we want to get? I think 3 goals is strategically over a year is a good number to set, because 1 may not be enough and more than 3 is too many. Choose a particular financial goal. Again, for us, we look at margins, I look at my revenue, and we look at billable hours. Right, there are 3 key metrics that drive our business profitability. For your business, in your industry, there might be other metrics. It might be eyeballs if you're an e-commerce site. It might be return on marketing spend. It could be movement of assets if you're, or inventory turnover if you're a retailer. Okay, these are all key metrics, and the metrics are going to depend on your business. But the important thing is to think about those measures and what drives them and what your 2026 numbers are going to look like. The final part about setting your goals for 2026, at least in this section, make sure you write this down. Now, this doesn't have to be a business plan, and everything we're going to talk about doesn't have to be a massive book, it doesn't have to be 20 pages long. I actually use a yellow sticky note, and I write my 3 goals on my yellow sticky note and stick it on my laptop. Or if you've been to our office, you'll see our whiteboard has got my 3 goals on it. And at the moment, for example, that says new HR software, HAZA, which is the changes to the accounting, so the changes to tax regulations are on there, and training, hiring staff. Okay, 3 goals for the coming financial year, which will set us up for success. And I put those on the whiteboard. Everybody can see them. I can see them every day. They stare at me in the face, and they remind me to go and do those things and chip away at them every day.